Hello YouTube, how's everybody this evening? Hope everyone's having a great day. Anyways, today is Thursday, so today's video is Things We're Making Thursday. Just a quick recap of what it is, 'cause I know I've got a few new followers. It was an event that started back in January 2023. A small group of content creators here on YouTube, I think it was like 4 or 6 ladies, decided to get together and do this little collab. And what they did was they picked out 12 free crochet patterns of all kinds. Like there was wristers, pillows, blankets, baskets, shawl, and all those other items. I just top of my head can't remember what they all are, but there was 12 different patterns. Each month they decided to focus on, there was also a bag. They focused on one pattern. And throughout the month, every Thursday, they would show their progress with the pattern, talk about any changes they may have made, i.e. the yarn, the hook, the stitch count, number of rows, things like that, or the type of yarn they used. Because I know one of the items, which was a bucket hat of some kind, I believe, the yarn was discontinued, so people couldn't get that yarn anymore, so people are substituting for, equivalent yarn that was similar to it and how it came out and stuff like that. Well, throughout 2023, I followed but did not participate, and occasionally I would share a free pattern of an item in knitting similar to the one they were doing that month in crochet. So in 2024, they decided, okay, we're only reaching part of the unique community. Like people who only knit are excluded, or people who knit and crochet sometimes like to, switch it up, because I do both, and I fall in that category where, I do a lot more crocheting, but I love having a knitted project trying to have on the go most times. So, you want that little break, you want to, trick the mind and keep it sharp kind of thing, and you throw in a knitting project. So they changed it up, and in 2024, they gave us themes. We could crochet, knit, rug hook, or latch hook, some people may know it as, cross stitching, needlepoint, all kinds of stuff like that. And we got a theme each month. Well, they did the same idea again this year, but they actually wanted us to design our own items each month. I will admit, I had a few months where I kind of cheated, this month being another one, other than, I guess in a way I designed it differently, because where the thumb hole is, I ended it and differently than the video I watched. So mentioning thumb holes, obviously then it's got to be something that you wear on your hands. Well, this month's theme was wristers, fingerless gloves, mittens, that kind of theme. Now when I did I guess you would say the cuff part, the yarn I chose, I know it was a Caron cake. Could not tell you what it was because it was just balled up in a small ball. And then I did the hand part in a gray, because I thought it would kind of match. Not the one I got finished today, today. But I thought maybe the color would match the second one, which, no, it doesn't match as much as I thought it would. But I'm going with it because I already got the one done. So now ends are not sewn in. You guys know me very well that my ends are always left to the last minute. And my cuff is a looser cuff because of the type of yarn. I wish in a way I'd done the cuff part or the arm part, because it's fairly long, in a smaller hook, because then I think it would have been a little more snug, because the hand part's snug. Like I said, it's a different stitch and different yarn. So I'll try to show this the best I can. So the hand part is done in a shell stitch. There's a good shot of it, I think. I just used the Bernette Gray for the shell stitch. And then, like I said, this part was just done in a Caron cake that I had a little bit left of, and I want to use it up now. As you can see where my elbow is. Now, I'm 5'9", so I've got pretty long arm span. But as you can see, there's not much left in the arm section. That's because my winter jacket, again, I said I was 5'9". My winter jacket is more for someone who's like 5'6", 5'7". So if I stretch both my arms out, my wrists are exposed big time. I don't like that. I did do a set of boot cuffs a little while back that are just little shorty boot cuffs, and I was going to stitch them inside my winter jacket because even the cuff area is just a small elastic. It's not like a real cuff. And I was going to stitch these little boot cuffs inside, so it was kind of like a normal like sweater cuff type idea sewn inside my jacket and ribbed stitch type idea, and it looks really good. I just still haven't gotten around to sewing it in. But yeah, I like these. They're kind of neat. Um, Also my stitch count, because how many stitches we started here, and then how many stitches the tutorial called for when you started the shells. They want you to go up 12 stitches to make it an even 40. I only went up 2 stitches to make it an even 30. So I only have 3 shells on mine instead of the 4. I love the length I went with. It works great for my hand. Thumb holes fits perfectly. Now for the second one, I've only gotten the cuff part done. Actually, one of my stitches pulled out, but once I put it back in, as you can see, the yarn, I literally used it from the inside and outside, worked both of them back and forth to see if I could get the right number of rows, which I was lucky enough to do so. Actually, nope, that's a lie. I'm actually one row short because my increase row was done a row earlier than it was called for. And like literally once I put in the next double crochet, I have like that much tail left. And like I literally played yarn chicken with that yarn, but this yarn is now gone. Like I said, there is no gray part added. Kind of thought the gray would go nice with this darker charcoal gray. But no, it doesn't really match, but I don't care. I'm not picky that way. I'm not, oh my goodness, everything's going to match or it's going to clash. Hey, if it's getting rid of some leftover yarn, I'm all for it. So anyway, before I cut it, actually, so if you want to participate, how do you participate? Well, as a YouTube content creator, you can make videos. If you do not want to make videos or you're not a content creator, you can either contact me or other YouTubers who are doing Things We're Making Thursday. I know some of the people use hashtag TWMT. I've done it a few times in my videos. I don't do it all the time. But if you see someone who does a video and they'll tell you, yes, send me photos, I'll add them to my videos. Please do. I can add now to mine. I learned a new trick a little while back, and now I can share my screen and share photos and stuff. So it's like, yay. Also, if you don't want to do it that way and you kind of want to, do it via Facebook, you can. You can go over to the Facebook group, Things We're Making Thursday. Now, that is a private group, and the reason for it is, say, for example, I'm making these for my mom. And obviously, my mom's on my Facebook group, but I don't want her to see them because they're for her birthday or for Christmas or whatever. Then I answer a few questions. I join the Facebook group. It's private. Unless my mom happens to join, she won't see these. And then obviously I won't add them to my own personal folder for my crafts because then she would see them. But this way, if you're making it as a gift, you kind of hopefully keep it secret unless they join. But there's a Facebook group. You can also join over there and add your photos of your items and have fun with it. This is the second last month for this year, and I have not checked. I know I did go in a couple weeks ago and looked, and there was no listing for maybe a list for next year for 2026. I don't know if it's going to continue on or not. I've been having a lot of fun with this. I would love to see it to go on further, but I know I'm not seeing as many videos as I used to, like 2024 and or 3 and 4. There were a lot of videos this year. Not nearly as many. I know of a couple YouTubers who have actually dropped out of doing so. And it's like, oh, that kind of sucks. I like the idea and see what everybody, like we get a theme, like example, wristers, and see what everybody does for like what stitches and stuff and color combination or types of yarn. So yeah, it's kind of sad to see it slowly going. So have to keep our eye out, see if there's a new list for next year. I will know for December, hopefully for sure. And if there is, I'll let you guys know. Because like right now, I've got the list for 2025 in my post page. But if we are going to do it again for 2026, I'll remove that list and I will put in the new list. But if we do keep going with this and you want to join, by all means, please do. It's a fun little group. I find this year's themes have all been smaller projects. So really, really, really great way to use up some stash busting. Like, you got those little balls. They're like smaller than a tennis ball or roughly tennis ball size. And you're sitting there thinking, what am I going to do with this? Make a granny square? Well, sometimes you can only, unless you really, really, really love making granny squares, especially multicolored ones, you can only make so many granny squares. Like I know I do sometimes a lot of granny squares, but then I take a big break before I make them again. And to have like a container or a spot where you just hold on to all those balls, it could get pretty tiresome after a while. And then you're looking at them thinking, what am I making with this? And like even next month can be a small project. So by all means, have fun with it. I can't wait to see for those who are participating what you make. And have a great day, everybody. I'll talk to you soon.